Ash couldn't resist accepting Gary's challenge for a one-on-one battle. Mankey squared off against Gary's Charmeleon in a clash of raw power. Initially, the fire-type's strength seemed overwhelming, but the heat of battle awakened something primal in Mankey. The morning sun glinted off Ash's newly earned boulder badge as he stood at the entrance to Route 3. His loyal Ivysaur swayed contentedly beside him, while Mankey's Pokeball rested at his belt, a reminder of his recent victory at the Pewter Gym. Ahead loomed Mount Moon, another milestone on his journey to becoming a Pokémon master. The peaceful morning shattered with a desperate cry for help. Racing through the rocky terrain, Ash discovered Team Rocket cornering a trembling scientist, their predatory gazes fixed on the ancient fossils in his hands. Those fossils belonged to the Pewter Museum. The scientist clutched them closer. They're priceless artifacts. Then they'll fetch quite a price, Jessie sneered, her voice echoing off the cave walls. What followed tested everything Ash had learned as a trainer. In his first true double battle, Ivysaur and Mankey moved as one, months of training crystallizing into perfect synchronization. When Ivysaur's vines ensnared both enemy Pokémon, Ash seized his moment. Now Mankey, Fury Swipes, Ivysaur, Solar Beam. The resulting explosion sent Team Rocket cartwheeling into the distance, but their defeat proved temporary. Deep within Mount Moon's labyrinthine passages, Ash stumbled upon something far more sinister. A massive mechanical monstrosity tearing Clefairy and Moonstones from their ancient sanctuary. The boss will finally see our true worth, Meowth cackled from the control panel, mechanical arms snatching frantically at the terrified Pokémon. This wasn't the bumbling Team Rocket Ash knew. This was something darker, more calculated. When his initial attacks bounced harmlessly off the reinforced exterior, salvation came from an unexpected source. A single Clefairy stepped forward, its tiny form radiating fierce determination. Understanding passed between trainer and Pokémon without words. With Ivysaur's vines launching Clefairy skyward, its metronome unleashed a devastating hyper beam that struck true. As the machine erupted in flames and the dust settled, the grateful Clefairy approached Ash, offering a precious Moonstone and its partnership as tokens of trust. But the true test of Ash's principles awaited in Cerulean City. At the Pokémon Center, he found Damien holding court, bragging about his gym victory, and something far worse. That pathetic Squirtle? Damien's voice dripped with contempt. I threw it away. A true trainer has no use for Pokémon that can't win immediately. The doors burst open as Misty stormed in, her clothes still dripping, clutching a rescued Pokeball. Her voice trembled with barely contained fury as she confronted Damien's cruelty. Though he dismissed them with a sneer, Nurse Joy's stern intervention sent him slinking away, his true nature exposed to all. I'll show Squirtle what a real trainer should be, Misty declared, her eyes softening as she looked down at the Pokeball. Then she met Ash's gaze with steely determination. And tomorrow I'll show you too, in our gym battle. That night, as Cerulean City's lights twinkled below like earthbound stars, Ash reflected on the day's events. The abandoned Squirtle, the brave Clefairy, his own growing team. Each a reminder that becoming a Pokémon Master meant more than collecting badges. It meant standing up for what's right, nurturing the sacred bonds between people and Pokémon, and making a real difference in the world. Sunlight cascaded through the Cerulean Gym's glass ceiling, fracturing across the crystal-clear battle pool in dancing patterns. Standing on a floating platform, Ash drew a steadying breath, his heart drumming with pre-battle anticipation. Across the arena, Misty cut an imposing figure, her fiery hair catching the aquatic light. Gone was her usual warmth, replaced by the focused intensity of a true gym leader. "This will be a 3-on-3 battle," the referee's voice carried across the water. "Only the challenger may substitute Pokémon. Begin." "Don't expect any friendly favors, Ash," Misty called out, a Pokeball gleaming in her upraised hand. Ash's answering grin held nothing but excitement. "I'd be disappointed if you did." Misty's Staryu emerged in a flash, its core pulsing with golden energy. Ash countered with Mankey, the fighting type bouncing with barely contained energy on its platform. Though Staryu's water attacks threatened to overwhelm them, Mankey's lightning-quick reflexes proved decisive. After weathering a barrage of swift stars, a perfectly timed karate chop sent Staryu spinning into defeat. The battle intensified as Starmie took the field. Ash's choice of Clefairy drew surprised murmurs from the spectators, but the small pink Pokémon faced its evolved opponent with unwavering resolve. What seemed like a mismatch transformed into a display of spectacular fortune. Clefairy's metronome summoned first a crackling thunderbolt, then a devastating psychic that slammed Starmie into the gym wall with finality. With victory within reach, Misty revealed her final Pokémon. The materializing Squirtle was immediately familiar to Ash, the same one rescued from abandonment just yesterday. Uncertainty flickered in its eyes until Misty's voice rang out, clear and confident. "I believe in you, Squirtle. Let's show everyone what we can achieve together." Something shifted in Squirtle's demeanor, fear giving way to fierce determination. Ash smiled, knowing this would be no easy victory, and called forth his trusted partner, Ivysaur. What followed was nothing short of spectacular. Razor leaves sliced through water guns, creating prismatic displays. Vine whips met perfectly timed withdraws in a deadly dance. Then came the unexpected. Squirtle unleashed a shocking ice beam, partially freezing Ivysaur's flank. As Squirtle launched forward with a powerful skull bash, Ash called for one final gambit. Drawing in the abundant sunlight streaming through the ceiling, Ivysaur unleashed a devastating solar beam. The colliding attacks rocked the entire gymnasium. When the mist cleared, both Pokémon lay fainted. The double knockout sealed Ash's victory, but more importantly, it marked the beginning of something special between Misty and her new partner. As she presented the Cascade badge, Misty's voice carried genuine respect. "You've grown stronger, Ash, but this is just the beginning of your journey." Their celebration was cut short by an all-too-familiar drawl. Well, if it isn't Ashy Boy. Gary Oak emerged from the gym entrance, trademark smirk firmly in place. Despite his team's exhaustion, Ash couldn't resist accepting Gary's challenge for a one-on-one battle. Mankey squared off against Gary's Charmeleon in a clash of raw power. Initially, the fire-type's strength seemed overwhelming, but the heat of battle awakened something primal in Mankey. Brilliant light engulfed the fighting type as evolution took hold, Primeape emerging to match Charmeleon blow for devastating blow. The battle culminated in a draw when Primeape's earth-shaking seismic toss collided with Charmeleon's searing flamethrower. As Gary departed with his usual swagger, Ash felt nothing but pride. In a single day, he'd earned his second badge and witnessed his Pokémon evolve through sheer determination. Standing outside the gym, basking in the warm afternoon sun, he touched the Cascade badge pinned inside his jacket, a symbol not just of victory, but of growth. The road ahead beckoned northward, beyond Nugget Bridge, and toward whatever challenges awaited. The setting sun painted the sky in watercolor strokes of amber and rose as Ash climbed the winding coastal path. Salt-laden breeze ruffled his hair, carrying distant winggull cries across the waters. Before him rose Bill's lighthouse, a solitary sentinel against the dying day, its beacon waiting patiently for nightfall. Before Ash could knock, the door flew open with explosive enthusiasm. A young man with gravity-defying emerald hair stood beaming in the doorway, his eyes sparking with the unmistakable light of scientific passion. "You must be Ash." Words tumbled out in an excited rush. "I'm Bill. Professor Oak mentioned you might visit. Welcome to my sanctuary of discovery." The interior stole Ash's breath away. Screens of every size cast their azure glow across walls lined with humming machines and towering stacks of research papers. Each monitor displayed a different Pokémon, creating a mesmerizing digital menagerie. Bill swept his arm across the scene with theatrical flourish. "This is my life's work. Here, we unravel the endless mysteries of Pokémon diversity. Every shape, every size, every wonderful variation." The moment shattered as an urgent alarm pierced the air. Bill's eyes darted to a nearby console, widening with each passing second. "Ash," his voice trembled with barely contained excitement. "Something extraordinary awaits us below." There, upon the wave-worn rocks, stood a sight that defied belief. A Krabby of impossible proportions. Its massive frame cast long shadows across the beach, pincers gleaming like burnished copper in the fading light. What followed was a clash of titans. Ash's primeape, a whirlwind of focused fury against this behemoth of the tides. Each collision echoed across the shore, each dodge stirred clouds of sand into the salty air. The giant Krabby's bubble beams scattered light like airborne diamonds, while its crab hammer shook the very earth. But Ash had learned from every battle, every triumph, every setback. "Primeape." His voice cut through the crash of waves. "Counter." Time seemed to crystallize as Primeape caught the massive pincer mid-strike. With a battle cry that stirred the soul, it channeled every ounce of that tremendous power back at its opponent, sending the giant Krabby crashing into the sand. The empty Pokeball felt heavy with possibility in Ash's hand. Drawing back his arm, muscle memory refined by countless attempts guided his motion. The ball soared, struck true, and the world held its breath. One shake, two shakes, three. Ping. Back in the lighthouse, bathed in the warm glow of Bill's instruments, the true magnitude of their discovery unfolded. This wasn't just any Krabby, it was living proof of the endless wonders the Pokémon world held. Bill's parting gifts, a specialized Pokédex upgrade for analyzing Pokémon size and nature variations, their power levels, and a ticket to the SS Anne, weren't mere rewards. They were tools essential for an aspiring Pokémon master, keys to unlocking deeper understanding. As twilight embraced the lighthouse, Ash paused at its threshold one final time. Behind him lay another chapter completed, rich with new knowledge and achievement. Before him stretched the road to Vermilion City, pregnant with possibility. Bill's final words drifted on the evening breeze. "The world of Pokémon is vast and full of wonders, Ash. Go, make your mark upon it."